Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second in a series of conversations that I'll be having with the people behind the scenes and who will also be present at Space for Inspiration 2026, ESA's annual conference on commercial space exploration. Now, this year, the event is going to take place in Copenhagen, Denmark, for the very first time. Space for Inspiration is hosted by the European Space Agency, ESA, together with the Ministry of Higher Education and Science, Denmark. For this edition, the conference's theme is Scaling Research and Production in Space, focusing on 4 primary markets: life sciences, advanced materials and in-space manufacturing, agri-food, and space resources, and exploring how these industries can leverage space to achieve business growth. So today I am joined by Paul Kamoun, who is chair of the Health from Space Conference and managing director of Space Pharma. So welcome, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation.
So, as chair of the Health from Space Conference, can you give us all a little bit of background on the evolution of this conference and what you discussed there?
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. I think we need to pass information broadly. This conference was created about 4 years ago. The first event was really in 2023. We realized that number one, health is probably the next revolution in space. But we realized also that most of the actors of the life science and health didn't realize that. And we thought that our number one task might well be to educate the market. And actually, that's the number one issue today. That's why we created this conference with the strong support of ESA and CNES in particular. And so now we did the fourth edition in 2026. And each year we progress more and more, not only in educating the market, but we see success in more and more participants from the life science and health sector.
And then just some of the highlights from this year's conference.
So there are a couple types of highlights. I would say in terms of the logistics, we have more participants, as I said. In particular, there is also a growing number of countries participating besides the traditional people from Europe and of course from the US. NASA has since the very beginning been an important partner and participant in the conference. This year we had a strong delegation from India. We had also participants from South Korea. We have it even from the Middle East. We had a chief scientist from Saudi Arabia, a candidate astronaut from Israel. So more and more we are covering, I would say, a participant all across the globe. And this is very exciting for us because this is clearly a topic which touches on all of humankind. Health is the number one priority for everyday's life.
Now, you said one of the main reasons to initiate this conference is explaining the benefits of space for the health community. So, what are the main benefits of research conducted in settings such as the ISS compared to in a lab on Earth? What are the unique environmental settings which cannot be replicated on Earth?
Yes, indeed, it's a new environment, and I would even say it's a new world because when you go to space, the physics, the chemistry, and the biology behave somewhat differently than they do on Earth. In the absence of gravity, there is no convection, there is no sedimentation, there is a natural 3D growth of crystals and tissues. And these advantages are really key, for instance, to grow bigger, purer, and more homogeneous protein crystals for the pharma industry. Also to create advanced colloidal solutions, which are essential for nanoparticle drug delivery, and also for tissue engineering in regenerative medicine. So for biology in general, microgravity unlocks biological pathways that remain hidden on Earth. That allowed, for instance, finding new antibiotics, understanding better gene differentiation. So this is essential for stem cell research, for disease modeling. So no limit really no limit to what we can do.
Now, what is currently missing to enable commercial scaling of this market and other related ventures?
A few things. A few things are missing. I think it depends also where you are based. If you are in Europe or if you are in the US, it's not exactly the same thing which is missing. For instance, let's put aside already the financial issue because this is clearly an issue more in Europe than in the US. But it's an issue. The other issue, which is more global, is the issue of regulations. And definitely there is some job and some tasks to carry out by bringing together the regulatory bodies of medicine and pharma together with the space innovators, in particular the space institutions. In particular in the US, the dialogue between FDA and NASA is already happening. Thanks to the conference, by the way, Health from Space, we have also initiated the dialogue between ESA and EMA a couple years ago. And this is a kind of dialogue which has to be pursued more and more. Some countries are moving with their own policy, like India, like Korea. They have their own, or even Japan. But I think at some point we will need some kind of protocols and policies that everybody can abide to. It will facilitate the scale up of the business, and it will facilitate international financing and development of solutions for health in particular. So these are, I think, the most complicated issue are regulatory, probably. But in Europe, as I said at the beginning, in Europe we have something to solve in terms of investment and of investor involvement, I think.
Two of the highlights that I was reading about, number one, oncology. It seems to be a great place to research and explore health research on oncology. Why is it? Why is it that microgravity can make promising discoveries for cancer research? And also, how can we then translate this into lab results, into something a patient of a pharmaceutical company can act on?
Yeah, there are indeed many aspects of oncology which are relevant to microgravity. That's why this year we had decided that it will be the special highlight panel will be oncology this year. It has been considered the domain which probably should bring the highest benefits in the short term. And in particular, the panel discussed crystallography and 3D models, 3D tumor models, organoids, spheroids, which reproduce in vivo architecture and allows the effect of treatments to be observed in space, also in an accelerated way, thanks to what are the capabilities of space. Drug delivery improvements, for instance, through the production of uniform hybrid lipid nanoparticles, precise encapsulations of mRNA and small molecules, many therapies which can penetrate tumors more efficiently can be developed in space. And by the way, we launched in the last months 2 missions which are driven by the ESA BSGN program, which are related to oncology. The HORUS mission related to the study of brain tumoroids. It has been launched to space on April 11, 2026. And the other mission is the Spencer project, launched just recently on May 15, 2026, to study oncology biomarkers and to optimize them. And these are really examples which are potentially used by the pharma industry in pretty short term. So it's moving, and of course, when you talk pharma, you have always time scales which have some kind of incompressible period, but nevertheless, in space we accelerate anyway. So no matter what, we are going to gain, and in time and also in innovation.
Now, along with oncology, longevity is one of the buzzwords of the health world, the media world, even at the moment. So, longevity, how is this being researched from space?
Indeed, it is widely accepted now that the space environment provides an accelerated model for aging. So there are many effects of microgravity on the human body, which in fact reflects things which are happening on Earth. Effects of microgravity, for instance, on the cardiovascular function and structure, the loss of skeletal muscle mass or bone density in microgravity, alteration in the immune cell behavior and response, DNA damage, and genetic modulation under space conditions. These are key non-answered questions today, and both about the biological mechanisms, which is influenced by microgravity, and the methodologies. So the efficacy of treatments developed under Earth gravity can be evaluated in space in a better way. And globally, the potential of space as an accelerated aging model to support research on Earth is now the gold standard, I would say, for aging. So I think people realize it more and more, and people from the longevity landscape, I would say, industrial sector, start to understand that space can be a game changer.
Now let's move on to investment, very, very important, and also regulation. So we know that there are, of course, with any new domain, challenges between, in this case, space medicinal science and actionable pharmaceutical investment, for example. And there are other global standardized issues, regulatory issues. Could you map out a set of the most pressing next steps?
I think, yes, indeed, the one of the most pressing next steps is number one, design protocols which could be accepted by everybody, standardized protocols for space experiments, which will allow institutions such as FDA or EMA accept what is done in space. It's already started in the US with a dialogue between FDA and NASA, but there is still some way to go. The fact that FDA in particular had in their first step authorized the use of organoids and not animals for preclinical assays was one step forward. And the second step, much more recently, a few months ago, from FDA recommending not using animals, but using other technology for preclinical assays is a big step forward where space is going to play a leading role. So all this ecosystem has to evolve as fast as possible. Number one, with standardized protocols. Number two, with regulations, which take into account what is called generally GLP, GMP, good laboratory practice, good manufacturing practice in the pharma domain to adapt that into the space domain. It should not be so complicated, but it has first to change in the minds, and then it will happen.
So we often hear the phrase cost per kilogram, but you believe there's a newer language that we should be adopting around value-based pricing.
There are some people proposing the value-based pricing. I would say it depends very much on the application. Today there are several different business models, either service-oriented, where people bring their lab for a big pharma. There are some models for IP and royalties, which are at the other end. But globally, a new model has to be designed. And what will be decisive is really what are the kind of partnership which will be put in place. Because the different actors don't have the same interest. Like today, a space company developing a private space station has a global view of the kind of activities they want to develop, from from space tourism to biomaterials to optical fibers to pharma. But the people working in the health sector have some much more specific interests. So I think at the end, the right model might be coming out of the partnership which will be in place. Maybe some space company which will become also health companies, and some health companies which will become space companies in the same way, because this new environment of space is really calling for new actors. And that will be exciting in the next few years. I think some people will have to move from one side to the other one. They will have to do hybrid teams able to do both the space and the life science.
Now, of course, another way to influence this is to develop the infrastructure. So, when it comes to who operates in low Earth orbit and the infrastructure that is required, how can a biotech or pharmaceutical company or an innovative new startup influence the infrastructure that is required?
I think it's very much through the partnering with companies which provide vehicles. So the main vehicles of interest today are either the autonomous shuttles, like for instance the ESA Space Rider, or also re-entry capsules, like some European companies are developing, or some US companies are developing also. And I think the best way will be through this kind of partnership, because nobody can do everything. To develop this kind of vehicles, you need real good, strong space technology. But also to do the life science, you need to be really knowledgeable on how to develop a pharma product. And you don't do that from one day to the next. You need real experts. And the companies which will succeed will be the one who have hybrid teams, which are very strong in both ways. Uh, Otherwise, they will play down some key issue, and they cannot reach the final objective.
So let's take it back to Copenhagen. Space for Inspiration this September. It's where the Health for Space Academic Challenge finalists will pitch. So, what are you seeing then from the young companies in terms of the topics that they're tackling, and what do they need to develop and succeed?
That's a great question. I think the challenges are so many in life science that anything that a young company would like to tackle, from antibiotic resistance to neurodegenerative disease to oncology and so on, will be potentially very rewarding for such companies. I think that the opportunities are really the biggest for this kind of young, small startups, either from the biotech or the space domain. There are some examples in the US of a company called Lambda Vision, which developed retinas, which is developing retinas from space. These are new young companies tackling issues which have not been solved before on Earth. And I think I would not I would not pinpoint any special topic. I think there's so much to do in life science that I would say perhaps perhaps start with one of the diseases which don't have a solution, like a neurodegenerative. I would say Parkinson, Alzheimer. We think doing disease modeling by companies which have good knowledge in cell and gene therapies would bring a great reward for small companies. I tend to say, and I don't know if everybody will agree with me, but I think the most of the future Nobel Prizes in biology will come from space, and there are fantastic opportunities for young companies.
So, Paul, thank you so much. It sounds as though you are really working in a very interesting space, health and space, and so much more to be done in that arena. So, we can't wait to meet you in Copenhagen. Thank you for being with us here and sharing your knowledge about this wonderful health in space arena. Thank you all for watching. We're going to very much look forward to welcoming you in Copenhagen the 1st to the 2nd of September. Tickets are now available, and there's an early birds rate for the very first 100 tickets. So you better secure your spot quickly, and we very much look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you very much. See you then.